Supporting characters are crucial components of storytelling throughout all types of media. Whether it be a subtle or huge interaction with the main character or the environment around them, they leave a desired impact on the story and the piece. Anime specifically has an abundance of supporting characters, supporting villains to be exact. Some of anime's most popular and memorable villains only play a supporting role, but they still leave that impact on the viewer. I believe that the most underrated villain of the bunch comes from 1998's Trigun. Before my analysis begins, I'd like to give a huge spoiler warning for both the Trigun anime and manga. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. Trigun is a gritty yet comedic anime of the 90s that falls into the space western genre. We follow our main character Vash the Stampede, traversing the planet Gunsmoke with $60 billion double dollars on his head. He's said to be a relentless killer and a destroyer of cities. In reality, he's far from what he's said to be, the complete opposite actually. A true pacifist at heart, always looking for another option out of a killer-be-killed situation, Vash is accompanied by two insurance agents, Meryl Strife and Millie Thompson, their main goal being to restrict Vash from the public and to keep him at bay. They don't have an easy task as the group is hunted by a gang of assassins, the Gung Ho Guns. The main antagonist of the series assembled the gang, Vash's brother, Million's Knives. Vash and Knives are artificially created plants, their purpose being to act as the energy source to help generate power for society. They were both raised on a ship by a group of settlers known as Seeds, and these settlers' goals were to make Gunsmoke a habitable planet after Earth is corrupted by human greed. Knives' villainy is fostered by the verbal abuse of Seed crewmate Steve. Because of this abuse he received, he begins to question his reason for being here. Later in the recreation room, Vash, Knives, and Seed crewmate Rem notice a butterfly is caught in a spider's web. Vash, being who he is, attempts to save the butterfly. Knives instead kills the spider, claiming it was the easiest way to save it. We get a closer look into Knives' way of thinking when Rem is held at gunpoint by another crew member. The situation was tense, and the captain of the ship's way of resolving it was to open the airlock, killing the crew member. Knives' view was in favor of the captain, but this changes when the captain has doubts about what he did, resulting in Knives hijacking the ship to kill everyone on board. Knives' plan is ultimately ruined when Rem regains control of the ship, saving everyone on board, but ending her own life in the process. Throughout the story, Knives puts Vash through mental and physical torment in any attempt to sway him to join him on his quest for humanity's eradication. One of the main ways Knives challenged Vash's mind was the usage of his right-hand man and leader of the Gung Ho Guns, Legato Bluesummers. Legato Bluesummers is the leader of the Gung Ho Guns, a band of 11 killers all wielding their own special powers to make Vash's life hell. Legato himself has telepathic and other mind-bending abilities used for manipulation of people. In the anime, he was given this power by Knives, using Vash's left arm to achieve this. He's used this power throughout the series to make people kill each other and even make a whole town disappear. In the manga, Legato gives himself the power through the usage of metal threads implanted in his brain. In short, his manga backstory involves his life as a sex slave during his childhood. Knives wanders through the city where an abused Legato is being held and destroys it, leaving Legato alive as he is impressed with his powers and his loyalty. Legato's anime backstory is less emotionally detailed than its manga counterpart. In the anime, it is never explained why he joins Knives, but that he's a nihilist who also wants the eradication of humanity, and idolizes him because of this reason. Legato is introduced to Vash in the anime as a messenger warning him of his upcoming demise. He warns him telepathically and taunts him, threatening the life of a young girl nearby, and claiming he can kill every person in the city if he wanted to. The way his entrance is so unexpected is what makes it so disturbing. Vash is literally just playing games with some children when Legato walks into town. The chilling track playing in the background enhances his entrance and makes the scene do a complete 180. Vash's reaction to this says it all.
Hey, mister! Over here!
All right.
Vash is genuinely shocked at Legato's entrance entrance, and this is one of the few instances where Vash is emotionally bested and overwhelmed. This is the moment where we, the audience, know Legato isn't like the villains we've seen previously, and his dominance over Vash in this scene proves that. The spikes coming out of his shoulder and the skull on his arm create this aura of uneasiness and give him a menacing appearance that's perfect for the western wasteland setting. On top of that, his hairstyle only reveals one side of his face, making the character all the more mysterious. In the manga, Legato's entrance is very similar. He tells Vash he is a messenger, but instead tells Vash about his killing game. He warns Vash like in the anime, but leaves him with a coin case and tells him that each assassin trying to kill him will have a coin, and that once all coins are collected, something will happen. We'll get into that very soon. Trigun has a deep shift in tone in both manga and anime after this moment, and it only gets more dark from here. Legato and Vash eventually battle, and once Vash has Legato at his knees, Legato tries to convince and urge Vash to kill him, as he claims he served his purpose and that he no longer needs to live. When Legato's words don't work, he instead uses his telepathic abilities to mind control a group of villagers, threatening to have them kill Meryl and Millie. This scene may be the darkest in the series, and Vash is emotionally and literally brought to his knees, showing Legato's dominance over Vash once again. The true power in this scene comes from the fact that Vash, the character that always gets out of a life or death situation, is utterly powerless. Seeing how Legato made it this way for him, Vash either has to watch both his companions die right in front of him, or he has to kill Legato. Of course, Vash has no other option and kills Legato, but this one death is truly a turning point for Vash, as we've seen him all throughout Trigun, always having a plan and escape from the situation he's in where no one gets hurt. The man who's a true pacifist finally gets his morals challenged, and he has to take a life, poisoning the very code he swore by. No other character has been able to achieve what Legato has, not even Knives. Legato dies knowing that he gave Vash a taste of eternal pain and suffering. On the manga side of things, nothing really changes in their face-off. Legato is to stop Vash from getting to Knives like in the anime, but Vash has completed the coin case I mentioned earlier. The coin case blocks Legato's powers in an attempt to make the fight more interesting. During their battle, Legato mentions his past to Vash to show him where his deep admiration and loyalty to Knives comes from. Vash injures Legato during the fight and destroys the coin case, giving Legato his powers back in an attempt to even the odds. Instead of Millie and Meryl's life being threatened, it is instead Livio, a member of the Gung Ho Guns, an ally of Vash. Legato is then killed by Vash, just like how he is in the anime, giving Vash one last smile. I hope you all enjoyed this character analysis, and I hope you all check out Trigun if you haven't. I'm looking to make similar analysis videos in the future. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.